Greetings, Soul Tribe. Welcome to Real Convos with Sacred Temptress 555. If you're not subscribed to my page, click the subscribe button. Also, like and share my content, especially if you resonate with the energy I'm sharing. Also, please share to those who may need to hear my messages, as this can help them along their path. Today's topic is all about the reality of shared futures while dating someone incarcerated. You can either build big dreams with your lover, or the relationship could be holding you back from your true life purpose. If you go back and listen to part 1 and part 2, I already covered some of the hidden lessons one might face when dating someone behind bars. And I also covered the emotional roller coaster ride when being loyal and feeling lonely throughout this type of relationship. I recommend going back and listening to those videos before listening to this one, just to catch up on how this type of relationship can lead into this direction. Now, before I get into the pros, cons, and tips, I'll be sharing a story with you that relates to this topic. Back in 2020, a friend of mine was enjoying the dating scene with someone behind bars, where they enjoyed each other's company over the phone and through written letters. Now, she did tell me that her experience became an expensive one because she found herself spending more money on her lover's canteen and sending letters and photos. It was like an investment for her, where she would only profit a great connection and love. She was a single mom at the time, and her lover also had one daughter. They spent most of their time planning for his return home and creating plans to eventually start a family and create businesses. The future plans sounded reasonable at the moment, but then realization kicked in and she didn't know how she could hold on to this type of relationship for the remaining years her partner is serving. She met her lover back in 2019 and became more connected all throughout the pandemic. They ended up parting ways in 2022 as they were bumping heads and not knowing where things were going. She also started dating someone on the outside because she felt like she was being held back from pursuing her life. She ended up starting a new family and till this day is in a committed relationship with her new lover. She recently found out that her ex-lover behind bars is actually not coming home the year he was expected to, but a year earlier, which made her feel excited for him, but also had her wonder where her life would have taken her if they were still together, and if she had built patience, they would still be in union with each other. Now, why I'm sharing this story with you is because it relates to the topic of today's convo. It might be a short story, but the story itself shows that there's pros and cons to dating someone behind bars. Being in this type of relationship can come with many pros, such as having the opportunity to plan for a new future or even experiencing a transformative journey together. But then there's also cons to this, such as a no-profit investment, uncertainty to release dates, and limited ability to build a stable foundation together. Let's start with the pros. Some of the pros include the opportunity to plan a new future. For future planning, there's lots of time at hand, which gives couples the time to deeply reflect on what they truly want out of the relationship and want in life. It gives couples time to set intentions and create goals before the release date. Both you and your partner will have so much time on your hands to really focus on developing a plan if your intention is to do so. It also creates a space to build a solid foundation based on trust and vision, rather than having an emotional and physical attachment to sacred energy exchanged. Depending on the mentality of both individuals, couples can strategize financially, spiritually, and emotionally for life after incarceration. Another pro is that your significant other may gain a new perspective while incarcerated. I'm speaking on behalf of the person behind bars, because incarceration often pushes individuals to self-reflect, leading to growth and maturity. One may adopt new values such as discipline, self-control, gratitude, inner peace, and emotional regulation. Being away from negative influences can help them focus on personal development without the distractions and low frequencies of past acquaintances. This new mindset can strengthen the relationship, bringing in healthier dynamics. Another pro is a win-win for both individuals, and that is personal transformation. You learn how to balance patience and resilience, the two qualities that deepen character and emotional intelligence. It can spark a spiritual awakening, helping you discover your own strength and independence. Both partners can learn to communicate on a deeper level beyond physical presence, and you can gain clarity on whether the relationship aligns with your higher purpose. Some of the cons include uncertainty of release dates, where you can't fully plan your future when the timeline is unclear. This can become chaotic as the unpredictability creates emotional stress and anxiety for both partners, which can then lead to more tension and can possibly end the relationship. It can delay major life decisions like marriage, children, or relocation. Constant waiting can lead to frustration and potential resentment towards your loved one inside. Another con is having legal restrictions. One prime example is having your communication limited to monitored calls and letters, reducing intimacy. This could happen to prevent contraband from coming in and to maintain order and security within correctional facilities. Having a listening ear can put you in a place of uncomfortability, giving your listeners a free show to be turned on. No thanks. Sometimes travel limitations or visitation rules make it harder to connect physically and are difficult, especially if you live in Canada and your significant other lives in the US. Depending on the crime they may have committed, they might not be able to cross the border, which means you will have to travel to them. But if you both have a criminal record, you might not be able to travel to see each other at all. Legal obligations after release, like parole, can impact where and how you live together. Another con is having a limited ability to build a stable foundation together. You can't experience day-to-day life together, which is essential for understanding compatibility. Also, building financial stability is harder when one partner can't contribute fully. Financial restrictions can add strain, especially if you're supporting your partner. This can become more destructive for yourself, which can lead to confusion and emotional strain, which can then turn into depression and a heavy load of financial stress. There's also a lack of shared experiences like traveling, birthdays and anniversaries, or home life that bonds couples. I'm sure you would not expect this right away, but some people put the feeling of love first and get emotionally attached without even thinking things through first, like the story I shared in part 2. If you haven't tapped into part 2, go back and take a listen to get a full understanding. Now, having long-distance dynamics can weaken emotional and physical connection over time, especially if you haven't mastered self-control and self-discipline within yourself. Here are some tips I collected from my observation so you can learn to discern whether this type of connection is aligned with your higher purpose and dreams or will keep you stuck in cycles, holding you back. First, always set your intentions and goals. Whether you're looking for something short-term, like building a friendship with this person temporarily, or if you're looking for something long-term, develop a list of goals as to what you're looking to accomplish from the relationship and also get your intentions in order because you don't want to waste anyone's time, especially your own. This is where you can gather your thoughts to see if this type of relationship makes sense for you and if it aligns with your purpose. If you decide to move forward with this type of relationship, you'll have to mentally prepare for developing a long-distance connection with your loved one, which can be done through meditation and journal writing. Expressing your emotions through writing can be therapeutic to the soul and can also allow you to see things for what they are and not what they appear to be. Use the time to spend with your significant other for self-discovery by taking advantage of the physical distance to focus on inner healing, spiritual growth, hobbies, and personal goals. This will help you evolve individually and bring more to the relationship. Create an emotional stability plan, especially when you're unaware of your loved one's release date. Uncertainty can be draining and mentally exhausting. Set real expectations, focus on what you can control, and practice mindfulness to reduce anxiety. If you want the relationship to work and last, this is a tip you must practice and apply daily in order to truly value the divine connection you both hold. Build an authentic vision together. If a long-term relationship is what you're committing to, both of you can write down shared goals. You can create a vision board, as your partner might not have access to the tools needed to create one. You can also create a vision board and take a photo of it and share it with your partner. If your partner is not interested in creating shared goals, then this is where you must use your proper judgment and make a right decision for yourself. Encourage mutual transformation by sending positive affirmations, uplifting books, or spiritual exercises to your partner. This promotes growth for both of you even while apart. Now that you are aware of the pros and cons to dating someone behind bars and attempting to build a future with them, utilize these tips to help you navigate this journey with a clearer understanding of what your outcome may look like if you decide to travel through this path. Always use your best judgment and follow what your heart desires. Don't listen to the negativity others might have to say about you dating someone behind bars, because this is where your heart is taking you. And if you feel that it's right, flow with the light. Being involved in this type of relationship can bring you many benefits that you might have not had before, such as building self-discipline, personal growth, and even patience. It keeps you in the direction of being focused and preparing yourself for a better future, as you don't have constant distractions from a physical being placed in front of you to drift you away from your focus and drive. Now, I'm not saying that relationships today are all distracting, but some relationships can bring you on emotional roller coasters that might throw you off track. And that really all depends on who you attract in your life. In my next and final video to the sequel, I'll share some tips on what incarcerated love teaches you and how relationships with someone behind bars can show itself as a mirror to your own healing, boundaries, and self-respect. Until next time, peace, love, and light.